M&M characters redesigned for a more dynamic and progressive world, Mars analysis. This is fascinating. So unless you're part of the American California culture, where you have a lot of homeless people and massive income disparity, but you think the correct things, then you are not dynamic and progressive. I guess the Middle East is a static and regressive world, right? Like the very concept that like all of the world is moving towards this progressive ideology is very bizarre to me, especially considering that different nations have different cultures. But no, we don't think about that anymore. We think about the world. Except China. We're not criticizing China. Like we pretend it doesn't exist so we can keep making business and deals with them. But there's a very interesting paper from the academia about feminism, where a feminist professor actually explains what the purpose of feminism is. And the purpose is to indoctrinate students not to get a job, but to become activists. And they want to send these students who are now activists into various corporations, into various hobbies, into various avenues of the private sector, like a virus. So what does a virus do? Well, it infects a cell, and then it changes what the cell is supposed to do in order to replicate the virus. So for example, and this is not my channel comparing activists with viruses. This is a feminist professor, okay, from the university, from the academia. And he is explaining what his purpose is. It's not to create equality between men and women. It's to indoctrinate people, to push the message. And this is exactly what you're seeing here, right? Imagine the cell, the company M&M. What is the company M&M supposed to do? It's supposed to make candy. So all of their money needs to be into making and creating candy. So they need to have like money to pay the workers, to buy the product in order to make the candy. And then you may have some additional money, which they invest into research, where they create different flavors. And then maybe you have some money for publicity. So where is now the money diverted? It's diverted to creating the virus, to promoting the message. It doesn't matter if it's a candy company. It needs to be on par with the message. Every single corporation, every single company needs to push the correct message. And you see this with Blizzard as well, Activision Blizzard. When they put on a bad product, when people were unhappy with World of Warcraft, nothing changed. But when people were unhappy with the message, they actually stopped working on their game. They actually took a break from working at the game in order to address the message, because that is now the priority. All of these companies, the number one priority is the message. The moment you divert from the message, well, now you have the employees walking out. Now you have other companies refusing to do business with you. And you notice this happening recently with Netflix, with Dave Chappelle, right? Because Netflix allowed Dave Chappelle to make a one-line joke about trans people, even though he joked about white people, even though he joked about many other things. It doesn't matter. It wasn't on par with the message. And because of that, you had people walking out. You had the massive PR disaster. So that is the whole purpose of this ideology. This is why you see candy companies pushing things that have nothing to do with selling candies. I mean, let's be honest. Are you going to be more likely to buy an M&M now than you were before? Probably not. I mean, is there a single person out there who never heard about M&Ms or doesn't like M&Ms, but now he sees this commercial and it's like, oh, finally, because M&M is on par with the message, we're going to buy. No, they're doing this because they have like this thing in their company which is diverting money away from creating candy and into the message. If I say the message one more time, please spank me. I know it's becoming tiresome, but I want people to really understand what this is about so they can explain it to others on various forums. This is what I want you to take from this channel. I'm not casting moral judgment. I'm telling you how things work so you can tell other people how things work. So now it's like, it's so bizarre, right? I mean, no one who looked at the M&Ms even thought about race or color or anything like that. I mean, they're not even supposed to represent races. Like when I look at this green M&M, like she's not supposed to represent to me a woman or anything like that. It's just a mascot. It's just like some visual thing in order to look cute and appealing for children, because that's probably how this commercial started, right? Like, let's anthropomorphize the candy so children like the anthropomorphism and then buy the candy. That's why you had it. But now they're moving it to something else. It's like, no, if you're a brown person, you need to be represented by the candy. It doesn't need to make sense. In fact, it's absolutely mentally damaging if you try to make sense of it. But it is what it is. So one of the things that they're going to do is, from my understanding, is they're going to remove the high heels from the female M&M. Which, if you think about it, is quite hilarious, considering that, historically speaking, men had high heels. So you had the kings and a lot of nobility having high heels, and the reason for this was it was very expensive to create these high-heeling shoes. And on top of that, women are attracted to tall men. So this is why kings and nobility used high heels. But then you had the sexual liberation, like the first wave of feminism, and women were like, oh, well, we need to dress like men. Like, we should have the right to dress like men. So now women start wearing high heels, and men who don't want to dress like women, they start not wearing high heels, so the things are in reverse. And now I guess like they want to reverse them again. I mean, I really don't care, considering that, again, women are attracted to tall men, and there were a lot of times when I did meet a woman that I liked in my life, but she didn't like it because I was shorter than her when she was wearing high heels. So normally I was taller than her, but when she put the high heels, she was becoming a little taller, and like she actually said this to me. It's like, yeah, dating you is kind of difficult because, I want to wear high heels. And I was like, okay, what can you do? What can you do? So, great initiative for the M&M to help a lot more teenage guys find women. I guess this is unintentional. But apparently the green M&M and the brown M&M will have a more friendly relationship, showcasing a force supporting women. Yeah, like imagine being a woman and requiring the M&M company in order to support you. Like, women, is there a single woman out there, just one? Like, give me the name of one woman who had her life improved because of M&M. I'm waiting. Crickets. Like, give me the name. Just one person. Come on. I mean, there's so many women out there, right? Like, clearly you improved their lives. Give me the name of a single one. It was like, oh my God, I saw this new M&M commercial and my life is so much better. It used to be awful in the trailer here, but now, oh my God, like the commercial, it really helped me turn my life around. Thank you, Mars. Now, what's interesting is that this company could have donated money to women's shelters, could have donated money to private schools that help women or whatever. Like, they could have actually done something good for the targeted demographic that they want to help. They could have donated money for breast cancer. I mean, there's just so many things that they would actually help people. I mean, when you donate money to breast cancer, you can actually have a patient which went through breast cancer surgery and said, yeah, I mean, I got my money from this grant. So thank you, right? Like, you can name the person you helped. But the message literally doesn't help anyone. Like, you can't name a single person who benefits from this, and this is not the point. The point is to create more people that promote the message, right? So now, if you want to be a company and you want to sell chocolate, well, why aren't you promoting the message? All the other chocolate promoting companies are promoting the message. Do you want banks not to work with you? Like, do you have kind of a low ESG score? That's problematic. So that is the explanation for why this is happening. A lot of people are bewildered by this, but now you know. And now that you know, you can tell other people. Do let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the comment section. Take care.